Hey everybody, what's going on? Eric here again. This time I'm going to start assembling the Ibanez S470 and hopefully get the neck back on it as well and get some strings on it too. I ended up finally getting the parts that I needed yesterday. So I ordered these. These are the pickup rings that I needed. And I ordered these guys, what was it? I think it was January 3rd or 4th is when I ordered these guys. And I got them yesterday, which was February 5th. So it took a long time to get here on the boat. And yeah, finally they're here. So these are not the chrome ones. These are the black nickel, cosmic black, whatever you want to call it. They will match the hardware that's already on here. Now they do come with screws. One of the things that I noticed, these screws are a lot longer, and right here there is a hole drilled, and you have your wires going into your control cavity, and that one screw that's right there will end up going right through that hole and possibly piercing your wires, and you don't want that. So what I might have to do is nip the new screws or just use the old screws in general. So I'll go ahead and take this out of its package. So these came a long way. Open these puppies up. And let's take a look at them. I have enough bits here that I do not have to do this the hard way. Let's see here. Make sure I have a bit that fits in there the way it's supposed to fit. Not too loose. This will save me from doing it the hard way, no? If you're going to do it with a bit, go very slow with it. You don't want to strip the head or break the head off. So this one here, I'm going to start to thread it. That way I get the thread started. And it'll make it easier to put this thing in a little bit later. Back it off. I kind of want to nip it a little bit. So I shortened it down a little bit, and that should give me what I need so I won't pierce those wires. That's it. Yep, pickups are installed now. Starting to look like a guitar now, huh? Everybody's nice and flat. Pickups are all looking straight. Alright, so that's that. Actually, I'll reuse this again, different bit, so I'll keep that out to put these away. Alright, so the pickups are in. Now what I want to do is I want to polish this up a little bit, get some of the smudge marks and whatever little scratches that are on here off of it. And then I'm going to put the neck on. Alright, so she's starting to look like a guitar again. Got the neck installed. Really wasn't that big of a deal. 4 screws, 4 holes. Make sure the neck is flat up against the body. Tighten her up without over tightening it. And yeah, you should be good to go. Got everything basically installed as far as the pickups and shit goes. Polished it up a little bit more. Painted the screws for the neck. They were pretty much corroded. And yeah, so now I want to start stringing her up. So went over to my local music store, picked up 4 packs, even though you're kind of seeing 3. Here's the 4th one. Picked up 4 packs of strings. Got my Ernie Ball 10s, got my Ernie Ball 9s. I'm going to put 9s on here. Now, everybody else's price is $9.95 for a pack of strings. My price with these guys is $3, so it gives me a discount. So I want to get rid of the garbage that's sitting over here. I don't really need too much that's on this counter. Put my drill away now. Now always make sure you keep your key with your chuck so you don't lose it. Very important, because it's kind of a pain in the ass when you lose. So these are not hand tightened, so it's kind of a pain in the ass when you lose the key and you're using a pair of pliers or something to kind of wrench on the damn thing to lock your drill bit or whatever in place. That sucks. So some of you guys have asked about the Sony subwoofer home surround sound speaker. I have to thank a fellow YouTuber, I can't remember his name right now, for giving me the links in the video for that subwoofer. He ended up giving me some links for some parts, which ended up coming a couple days ago. And these guys came all the way from Taiwan. And these are the capacitors for the board on the amp side of it. And hopefully the resistors will come in pretty soon as well, and I'll be able to get that thing up and working again. Hopefully that's all the only parts that I need. So I need an Allen key so I can start stringing this guitar up. And I gotta get rid of the locks for the nut. Take those off, put those off to a side, so I don't need them on the guitar right now. And then I'll show how to set up the string retainer so your strings are properly laying across the bridge, or the neck nut, I mean, sorry. And then yeah, so right now the neck is perfectly straight. And like I said before, when I start adding the strings to it and tuning it up to pitch, that neck should kind of pull around the 12 thousandths range. And I really shouldn't have to do too much with it after that. So I'll get the right Allen key. And I'm going to start off with the low E string. Seems like every time you open up these packs anyways, the low E string, the 42, is sitting right on top anyways. So he kind of wants you to start in that direction, I guess. Don't really know if there's an actual pattern to it or not. So I need to get my wire cutters. Alright, they say when you cut the ball off, you want to cut the ball off somewhere around here to leave the thick side. Remove the coil part of it, but leave the thick side of the string on there. Get rid of the ball. Push that in there. Now these you want to tighten, but you don't want to torque them down so tight to where you're going to strip it out. And that should be good enough. Bend it a little bit, run the string across, stick it through your peg head. Now I kind of do a thing at the 12th fret where I kind of leave like a little bit of play in the string, and I will leave it right there and start turning these guys to tighten them up. I should be using my string winder for this. No, I have one. Make it a lot faster doing it this way. I got an electric string winder, but the damn thing's a piece of crap. All right. It'll take me a few minutes to wind these up around the peg. Not a big deal. Action height looks like it's pretty good. But I'm not going to know anything until I get string tension on this, so don't count your chickens before they hatch, right? I've decided to get my string winder out, make this a little bit faster. All right, so the strings are on. They're not in pitch at all. And what I need to do now is to basically tune it to pitch, see where the bridge is going to be floating at, and adjust the bridge as far as the springs and stuff on the back of it to get it to where it is pushing on this bar here, but not pulling the bar away. So let's get started with that. All right, so let's talk about this string retainer and the correct way to install it. Now, you're looking at the string retainer that is up on the headstock side right above the locking nut, and you're looking at the locking nut as the strings go down the neck. Now, what's going on over here is if you try to put the locks back on the nut without having the proper adjustment for your string retainer above the nut, you're going to end up throwing everything out of tune when you lock the nut down. Yeah, you can use your fine tuners on your Floyd Rose or whatever type of tremolo that you have that has some type of fine tuners on it, but you're going to lose the fine tuning out of it because you're going to end up turning those things quite a bit if your retainer is not set correctly. So you see this big gap that's over here, all right? And it closes up as it gets to this side where the strings go down the neck. So what I want to do is I want to adjust the retainer down to where it closes up the gap going all the way across the nut to where all the strings are sitting pretty much on the nut as it goes into it. So let's go ahead and adjust this. And it could be a lot, it could be just a little bit that you need. And in this case here, when I watch how I push the strings down, you can kind of see if the strings are moving, which some of them are. See, this one's not really moving, but the next one is. You can see it kind of like moving in the nut as I push on it. So I'm going to drop that down a little bit more. Yeah, you do have the fine-tuning adjustment, but that's not what the fine-tuner adjustments are for. So this one here still moves a little bit in the nut. This one, no. This one, yes. This one, yes. This one, no. So I'm going to bring this side down a little bit more. Along with this side. That's why sometimes you see these things that are on an angle or they might be straight across. And what they're doing is basically retaining the string for optimal use when you lock and not have a problem with losing your fine tuner adjustments when locking the nut. So I've got this pretty much where I want it right now. Looks like it's pretty far down on top of the Looks like it's sitting on top of the headstock, but it's not. There's still a gap underneath it, but all the strings are basically put in place. So now when I put the nut and the locks on top of the nut, after getting in tune, they're not going to go out of whack. The strings are not going to be out of tune really, really bad. So pretty much that's how you put in the string retainer. All right, so I pretty much have the guitar up to pitch. And what I want to do with it now is check to see where the stabilizer is on the back of the tremolo on this thing to kind of get an idea of where it's sitting at. Now I can't lay the guitar down pretty much flat because it'll be putting pressure on the tremolo. And what I want to do is I want to feel with my finger to see if this is moving. So what I want to do is release a little bit of the on the back over here on the springs and see if this is going to be moving or if that's going to be staying in its spot, and make sure when I push on it that it goes back to rest. You need to tighten it up just a little bit. And it seems like it's kind of going right back where it belongs. See if I pull on the strings, see if it's moving at all. No, it looks pretty good. Check my tuning again. Right on the money on that one. Close. Because I ended up taking some of the slack out of the spring, so it's going to give me a little bit of a change. So I'm going to put the whammy bar on this thing. Kind of feel, if I could feel the resistance between the two pulling back and changing. So if I see how that goes back into tune. And it's not fair because I don't have the locks on right now, so, but it gives me an idea of how it feels and how much it goes back into tune. So I'm stretching it out, and yeah, I'm probably pulling it a little bit out of the nut right now. So until I get the locks on the nut, but this here is pretty much resting right on it. I'm going to loosen it up just a little bit more. Because it kind of feels like it's... I'm going to tighten it up a little bit. Actually, what I want to do is tighten it. Yeah, that's better. That's much better. So I'm going to go ahead and kind of dive bomb it all the way down. Pull it back as far as it goes. Dive bomb it, pull it back. So what I don't want to do is I don't want to pull the strings to stretch them on this thing, because good chances are you can pull them right out of the saddles where the saddle locks are. And right now it's looking pretty good as far as how everything is moving and functioning the way it is supposed to. So I don't want to change anything, and don't want to really pry on too much. So right now I want to check the, since there's tension on the neck right now, I want to check the relief in the neck to see if I'm getting my 12 thousandths. All right, so let's see what the relief is in this neck. So I'm going to fret it right where the string, right where the neck meets the body. I'm going to go ahead and hit the 789. And I have to tweak the neck just a little bit, not much. Like I said, it should pull it pretty much damn near. I need a number 4 here. Can't see the numbers on this thing. It pretty much just rubs and just moves the string just a little bit, not much, but it is very, very close. I bet you if I let this sit overnight with the string tension on it, it'll probably be right where I want it to be. I'll tighten it up and give it a little bit of relief here. A little bit more. That's what I'm looking for right there. All right, so truss rod's good. Next thing I want to do is set up the string action height, which I'm going to need another Allen key for this, because I'm going to have to adjust that at the bridge right over here. All right, so I got my action height card. And let's check out where my action is sitting right now. I like to see a 16th on the high side and a 5/64 on the low side. So I'm at the 12th fret, and I am at a 332. And I'm at a 332. So I'm going to drop that down more. All right, let's see where I'm at now. Getting close. I am right on top of that 5/64. I'm at a 5/64 and a 5/64. Now I want a 16th on this side, which, boy, I'm way off. Yep, I'm way off. Drop that down a lot. All right, I'm on top of a 16th. Still at a 16th. I got to raise this side up a little bit. There you go. All right, now let's see if anything changed back here by dropping the. I want it sitting right on it. Nope, it looks like it's still okay. Go ahead and retune, because boy, I changed that a lot. And this is where now I'm going to start locking the strings down, and I'm going to set the intonation after this. Intonation. All right. So I've got those two strings tuned where I want them. Time to lock them. See? I don't have to retune it. If I need to, I just readjust it back here just a hair. But locking the strings down, she's good. Tune these guys up here. Good. Lock them. Now these strings are going to stretch, so I think what I'm going to do before I intonate it, I'm going to let the string stretch. Alright, so how far do these go out? Good. Good. Just a little bit. Turn this one down a little bit. Alright. Lock them. When your string retainer is properly installed, you shouldn't have any tuning issues when you lock the strings. Right on. It's a little bit. Nothing the fine tuner can't fix. Bingo. So, let's see. Where I have everything set now, how much fret buzz am I going to have? No dead notes. A little bit of buzz, but you know, I could probably raise. I got this thing down 5/64. Okay, I have it down as 5/64. Basically right on top of the line to where there's a little black line that's over here, and I'm burying it with the string. So I could probably raise it up just a smidget, but no dead notes. And yeah, so let's see what the intonation is going to be like right now. Just out of curiosity. A little bit too much. Oh, I gotta move them forward. Yep. Oh, that one's right on. That one's close. Nope. Nope. I got one string that's going to be not a problem, but the rest of them I'm going to have to adjust. So I'm going to let this thing hang out overnight and let the strings stretch on their own a little bit. Like I said, I don't want to pull the strings to stretch them because chances are you could pull them right out of the bridge. Don't want to do that. So setup is not fully complete just yet. Stay tuned for the full and complete setup by Eric C. Yeah, all right. I don't know. All right. You guys take care. Have a good one, and I'll catch up with you. Remember, I'm having a Valentine's giveaway. We have another week and a day, basically, on that. I will put a link in the description for that in case you guys want to get in on it. If you're new to my channel and haven't noticed that video yet, a link will be in the description. All right, guys, take care. Have a good one.